Disclaimer. This podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. The compounds and ingredients discussed in this episode are commonly researched in cosmetic and skincare contexts, but they are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before starting any new health or skincare routine. Welcome back to the show. Today we are diving into one of my favorite subjects, peptides for skincare. If you've spent any time exploring the world of modern skincare, you've probably noticed that peptides keep coming up again and again. And there's a good reason for that. Peptides are small chains of amino acids that act as signaling molecules in the body. In simple terms, they are tiny messengers that can tell your skin cells what to do. When we talk about skin aging, what we're really talking about is a gradual breakdown of structural proteins like collagen and elastin. Over time, your body produces less of these proteins, and the ones you already have start to degrade. That leads to wrinkles, thinner skin, slower healing, and loss of elasticity. Peptides can help influence some of those processes by sending signals to the skin that encourage repair, regeneration, and improved structure. Let's start with one of the most famous peptides in skincare, copper tripeptide 1, commonly known as GHK-Cu. This peptide was discovered decades ago and has been extensively studied for its effects on skin regeneration and wound healing. GHK-Cu is naturally found in human plasma, saliva, and urine, but levels decline as we age. That decline may contribute to slower tissue repair and visible signs of aging. One of the reasons GHK-Cu is so interesting is because it binds to copper ions. Copper is an essential trace mineral that plays a major role in enzymes involved in collagen synthesis, antioxidant defense, and tissue remodeling. When GHK binds to copper, it forms a complex that can penetrate the skin and influence cellular activity. Research has shown that GHK-Cu can stimulate collagen production, increase elastin, improve glycosaminoglycan content, and support angiogenesis, which is the formation of new blood vessels. In practical skincare terms, that means it may help improve firmness, reduce wrinkles, support healing, and enhance overall skin quality. Another fascinating aspect of GHK-Cu is its potential role in gene expression. Some studies have shown that it may activate genes associated with tissue repair, while simultaneously suppressing genes involved in inflammation and degradation. That dual action makes it particularly appealing for people interested in anti-aging skincare strategies. Many people also use GHK-Cu for hair and scalp health. Because it supports follicle health and blood flow, some believe it may encourage stronger hair growth or improve scalp conditions. While results can vary from person to person, the regenerative properties of this peptide have made it a favorite ingredient in advanced cosmetic formulas. Now, let's move on to another copper peptide that receives a lot of attention, AHK-Cu. While GHK-Cu focuses heavily on skin repair and collagen stimulation, AHK-Cu has gained popularity for its potential relationship to hair follicle health and growth signaling. AHK-Cu appears to influence factors related to follicle stimulation and may support the anagen phase of the hair growth cycle. In skincare contexts, it can still offer benefits through its interaction with copper and its ability to support cellular activity. When included in topical formulations, AHK-Cu can complement other peptides by contributing to the overall regenerative environment of the skin. Another category of peptides that people love to talk about are what many call expression line peptides. One of the most famous examples is SNAP-8, also known as acetyl octapeptide 3. SNAP-8 is related to another well-known peptide called arginine, which is acetyl hexapeptide 8. These peptides are sometimes described as topical alternatives to injectable wrinkle treatments. Now, to be clear, they are not the same thing, and they do not produce identical results. However, they work through an interesting mechanism that involves neurotransmitter release. SNAP-8 works by interfering with the formation of a protein complex called the SNARE complex. This complex plays a role in the release of neurotransmitters that trigger muscle contractions. By partially inhibiting that process, SNAP-8 may help soften the appearance of expression lines caused by repeated facial movements. In practical skincare use, this can translate into a smoother appearance around areas like the forehead, the corners of the eyes, and the smile lines around the mouth. Because it works through signaling pathways rather than physical filling, it's often used in serums designed for daily application. Another widely used peptide blend is Matrixyl 3000. Matrixyl 3000 is actually a combination of two peptides, palmitoyl tripeptide 1 and palmitoyl tetrapeptide 7. These peptides were developed to mimic fragments of collagen and extracellular matrix proteins. When skin cells detect fragments of these proteins, they interpret that signal as evidence that the tissue needs repair. As a result, the cells may respond by increasing collagen production and supporting the rebuilding of the extracellular matrix. This mechanism is sometimes referred to as matrixyl signaling. Palmitoyl tripeptide 1 helps stimulate collagen synthesis and can contribute to improved skin structure over time. Palmitoyl tetrapeptide 7 is often associated with reducing inflammation and supporting a balanced environment in the skin. Together, they form a combination that targets both structural support and inflammatory control. Clinical studies on Matrixyl blends have suggested improvements in wrinkle depth, skin elasticity, and overall appearance when used consistently over time. Because of this, Matrixyl 3000 has become a staple ingredient in many high-end anti-aging formulas. Now, let's talk about a very different ingredient that often appears in peptide-based skincare products, allantoin. Allantoin is not technically a peptide, but it plays an important supporting role in many formulations. It is known for its soothing and skin-protecting properties. Allantoin helps promote gentle exfoliation of dead skin cells while also supporting moisture retention and barrier repair. It has been used in dermatology and cosmetic products for decades because it helps calm irritated skin and encourages healthy regeneration. When peptides are included in a formula, ingredients like allantoin can help create an environment where the skin is calm and hydrated enough to respond effectively to those signals. In other words, while peptides are sending instructions to the cells, ingredients like allantoin help ensure the skin is comfortable enough to carry out those instructions. Another important concept in peptide skincare is synergy. No single peptide does everything. Instead, many formulations combine several peptides that each influence different pathways in the skin. One peptide might stimulate collagen production. Another might reduce inflammation. Another might soften expression lines. Together, they create a more comprehensive approach. For example, a serum might combine GHK-Cu for regeneration, Matrixyl 3000 for collagen signaling, SNAP-8 for expression lines, and supporting ingredients like hyaluronic acid, glycerin, or panthenol for hydration. This kind of layered strategy is common in advanced skincare products. Consistency is also extremely important when using peptide-based skincare. Unlike procedures that produce immediate structural changes, peptides work through gradual biological signaling. That means the effects tend to build over time with regular use. Many people start to notice subtle improvements after several weeks of consistent application. Skin may appear smoother, more hydrated, or more resilient. Fine lines may soften gradually as collagen production improves and inflammation decreases. Another interesting area of peptide research involves their potential antioxidant and protective properties. Skin is constantly exposed to environmental stressors like ultraviolet radiation, pollution, and oxidative stress. Some peptides may help support the skin's natural defense systems by influencing antioxidant pathways. For example, copper peptides have been associated with increased activity of enzymes like superoxide dismutase, which helps neutralize harmful free radicals. By supporting these protective systems, peptides may contribute to healthier-looking skin over the long term. Let's also talk briefly about formulation considerations. Peptides can be sensitive molecules. They may degrade if exposed to extreme pH levels, excessive heat, or certain incompatible ingredients. That means properly designed formulations are important to maintain stability and effectiveness. Most peptide skincare products are designed with a slightly acidic pH that aligns with the natural acid mantle of the skin. This helps maintain both peptide stability and skin barrier health. Packaging also matters. Airless pumps and opaque containers are often used to protect the ingredients from oxidation and light exposure. Another common question people ask is whether peptides can be combined with other active ingredients like retinoids, vitamin C, or exfoliating acids. In many cases they can, but the overall formulation and skin tolerance should be considered. Some people prefer to use peptides in separate routines from strong exfoliants to minimize irritation. Hydration also plays a major role in how well peptide products perform. Well-hydrated skin is more receptive to topical ingredients. That's why many peptide serums include humectants like hyaluronic acid, glycerin, or sodium PCA. These ingredients draw water into the skin and help create a plump, smooth appearance. It's also worth mentioning that topical peptides are only one part of the bigger picture when it comes to skin health. Nutrition, sleep, hydration, and sun protection all play critical roles in maintaining healthy skin. Even the most advanced peptide formula cannot fully compensate for chronic sun damage or poor lifestyle habits. Sun protection, in particular, is absolutely essential. Ultraviolet radiation is one of the primary drivers of collagen breakdown and premature aging. If someone is investing time and money into advanced skincare ingredients, protecting those improvements with daily sunscreen is one of the smartest decisions they can make. As the skincare industry continues to evolve, peptide technology is expanding rapidly. Scientists are exploring new peptide sequences that target specific pathways in the skin, including pigmentation regulation, barrier repair, and immune modulation. This ongoing research means we will likely see even more sophisticated peptide formulations in the future. Some may focus on targeted repair of damaged tissue. Others may support microbiome balance or cellular energy production within the skin. What makes peptides particularly exciting is that they represent a biologically intelligent approach to skincare. Instead of simply coating the skin or forcing dramatic changes, they communicate with the skin's own systems and encourage it to function more effectively. When used consistently in well-designed formulas, peptides can become an important part of a long-term skincare strategy focused on maintaining healthy, resilient, and youthful-looking skin. Be sure to check out for more educational content on peptides and wellness. We're also preparing to launch our upcoming combat defense system and other peptide-powered skincare products designed to support skin recovery, resilience, and performance. Stay tuned for product releases, research breakdowns, and new peptide formulations from the Peptide Effect. Disclaimer: the information presented in this episode is intended for educational purposes only and should not be interpreted as medical advice. Individual responses to skincare ingredients may vary, and anyone considering new treatments should consult a qualified healthcare or dermatology professional. Thanks for listening, keep learning, and stay curious.